Hi, I'm Todd Henderson. Today I want to show you how to install the RK Sport ram air hood on this 2015 F-150. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to capture these rubber gaskets that are on the factory hood because those are going to transfer over. I've got a tool to pop this loose. We also want to take off this piece and the piece on the opposite side as well. All right, next we're going to go ahead and pull off the bump stops. They'll just kind of pop right out. Now we're going to go ahead and retrieve the latch bar that comes off with an 8mm. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off these two nuts that hold the hood onto the bracket. But I don't want to just take them off and let the hood slide and hit the windshield. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have someone hold on to this while I take off these two nuts, and he'll hang on to it while I go to the other side and take those two nuts off. And then together we're going to lift the whole hood off the brackets and be very careful not to hit the windshield or the other parts of the truck with the hood. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and reattach the latch bar to the hood. Now this came off of our factory hood. It's going to go right onto our new hood using the factory hardware that we took off. There's actually threaded holes in the hood already. And again, tighten that down with the 8mm you took them out with. All right, now for our bump stops on our hood, there's already a couple of impressions. We're going to drill those out to a 5/16. We're going to do that nice and easy. We're going to do the same thing on the other bump stop on the opposite side. Okay, so our next step is going to be to reapply our seals. Now, whenever you pull these seals out, a lot of times the hard plastic retainer clips will break. So you can either match up the holes and drill these out and pop it back in place. If you do that, we recommend that you back that up with some type of adhesive. Or if you want to, you can go out like what we did and just grab some replacement seal, the same thickness, and then set it to it. So what you want to do if you're going to do that with like a 3M red tape is you first want to prep the surface by rubbing it down with alcohol. You just release the tape, line it up exactly where it was, and set it in place. You can do that with both sides. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, we're going to attach the seal back to the hood. And what we did is we went ahead and we lined up all these to the little dimples that were in place, and we marked them with a Sharpie, a little silver Sharpie, so we could see them very clearly. Next, what we need to do is we need to drill these out, but you want to be very careful because you don't have a lot of room here. You can drill through that hood. It's very easy to do. I've done it before. So what I did to check to see exactly what size hole that we need to have here, I experimented with some different drill bits on this block of wood. Came up with a 3/16 drill bit, real common drill bit. Whenever you drill through, if you push that compression piece in, it takes a little bit of pressure, push it in, and it's going to hold it nicely. So that's exactly the size hole that we're going to put into the hood when we drill these out. Now for the length, we also want to make sure we don't drill too far. So I'm going to take the drill bit and I'm going to hold the piece that's going in up to the drill bit because I don't want to drill any farther than my insert piece. So I'm going to hold that there, mark that with my thumbnail. And now I'm going to take some tape. I'm going to wrap several layers of tape around here because I want to have a nice thick tape buffer. If you've got a drill bit block, you can use that, but everybody's got tape laying around the house. So this is what I'm going to use to show you guys. Then we can go ahead and line these fasteners up to the holes we just drilled and press them in. If you did it right, it should give you some resistance pushing them through. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and set the studs in place. Use the factory nuts, put them on. Now to get us into the ballpark, we can see where the factory nuts came off on the hood. So we're going to try to line it up to the exact same places. Hopefully we'll get the hood lined up exactly where it's supposed to be. You do not want to use an impact driver putting this back on. Now I've got my side snug. All right, now we're going to go ahead and gently close the hood, and we're going to watch all the lines on all the corners, make sure nothing's going to touch. Okay, so we've gone ahead and we've adjusted it, got it inside the ballpark where we need to be. We can do some fine-tune adjustments as well, but one thing we really want to focus on right now is that whenever we close the hood, we're going to look at these bump stops on either side. Now those bump stops, you can turn those bump stops, lower the bump stop, turn it the other way, and it raises the bump stop. That's important for whenever you close the hood. If you close a hood and the hood is lower than your fender, you want to twist this bump stop counterclockwise, and that'll raise that up and put pressure on the hood to keep it even with the top of the fender. If it's up above the fender, then of course that bump stop needs to be turned clockwise to lower it and get that fender even with the hood. Well, that concludes the installation. If you have any questions, call the experts. We're here to help you out.